Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you didn't subscribe so that you will not miss my upcoming videos. So today we have a very nice, very interesting topic. So we will try to build a Java application and connect it with MongoDB, and we will download, or I will show you how to download and install MongoDB Compass, because I have already downloaded and installed it from or through that application. You can interact with your own data very easily. It is very handy. So let's get started. So here is the exercise which we will try to make the demo about. Exercise: building a Java application with MongoDB. Objective: create a Java application that interacts with a MongoDB database. Implement basic CRUD, which stands for create, read, update, delete operations using MongoDB. Learn how to connect Java with NoSQL database. So we will try to do something like this, even though it will not be exactly like this, but we will try our best. So here will be the add component, add new data. So whenever we have this kind of scene or window, we will add through this one some data to our own database. So this will be the Java application, which will be JavaFX. And whenever we add something here, like here ID 1, name, we give like this one is Timo, age 23, city Espoo. So whenever we press this button add, this data should go to the MongoDB database, where we have our own database and collections. This part is just for add. Whenever adding a user, for example, or a student, this example is like for student. So you can see this alert message saying that document added successfully. So let's go down here. This is the MongoDB Compass user interface, through which I will show you step by step. And here, read by object ID, you may implement by name. So we will implement by name whenever we put a name here, and if the user is in our database and we press this read, it should show the user information like this one. And this is the delete function. So we will try to use through the ID to delete the user. And also here is the alert prompt window. And let's get started. Let me show you first the application I'm talking about. This is MongoDB Compass. I have already downloaded and installed it, and I will show you how you can do the same. Go to your own browser here and write there MongoDB Compass GUI. Write MongoDB Compass GUI and press enter. Here is MongoDB Compass download GUI. When we press on this one, we should be redirected to that part. As you can see here, we come and select this platform, your own operating system. Like here is for Mac, and you can press on this arrow and choose your own operating system. If you are on an Ubuntu or Windows, you can select from here and then download and install it. So it's very easy, but make sure you are on this one, MongoDB Compass download GUI. Next, we will start to go to our own MongoDB, making sure that we have an account, mongodb.com. If you don't have an account, you can create your own account from here, and this is the link, mongodb.com, and here sign in. Don't have an account, you just have to go through this one and fill this form and create an account through your own Google, if you have a Google account or GitHub account. But I already have an account. I just have to put here my email and password, then I'm good to go. So now I'm getting logged in here, and as you can see here, I have this cluster. But if you don't have an account, if it is for your first time, you will probably need to look for how to create an account in MongoDB. But because I already have, and I assume that you are familiar with MongoDB, or at least you know the basics about MongoDB here. If you have an account and you want to install the MongoDB Compass, here is also another way. Before we go here, when you press this one, connect, and come to this place, Compass. So here you click on that one, and here when you select, I don't have MongoDB Compass installed, and from here you can install it. You just have to change to your own operating system. Like if you are on the Windows, here is Red Hat Ubuntu, and go through that. You can also copy the link to a browser, and through that you can download and install. And we will come back later to this link because we will need this one to make the connection with this MongoDB and the MongoDB Compass. So make sure, and this one we will change the password to our own password when we will use this link, but for now we will come back later. But if you have this one installed, the Compass, you can also you can select here. I have MongoDB Compass installed. Now you just need to come and copy this link to link your MongoDB Compass with this MongoDB account on your browser. But here we go to this place, browse collections. As you can see here, from this place you can create a database, and when you press this one, database name, you enter the database name, collection name, you enter the collection name here. Here is not like SQL, because SQL is like table, but this is collection. So you enter that collection name, and if you want to add to select additional preferences, also you can select, but you can keep with those two. But I already have databases created which we will use, and the database which we will use is this one, classroom. So this is the name of the database, and this students is the collection. So if you are doing it for the first time and want to do the same as I'm doing here, you can come here, put to this place classroom and collection here, students. Then you can create. We'll start doing the application in the Java side. So I have this IntelliJ IDE. Through this one we will work on the application creation. Here first you go to this one. If you have IntelliJ new project, you click on this, and we will come down here, select JavaFX. We don't have to stick with this one because this will be the basics and this will not do the job. We need this JavaFX selected. Here's the demo. We can say MongoDB Compass. So you can do the same name or choose a different name. And here we go next, and also create. So right now we just have to wait for the basics thing to be installed. And now we have these basics, and from here you can test if everything is okay. Make sure this hello application.java file is selected, and current file means this one. You can also press on this one, see if you are on the right file, and press this play. As you can see now, the basics is here. Hello, whenever I press this one, it will show this welcome to JavaFX applications. And we will now start modifying the codes here to do the job we want. Now we will go to my GitHub account, and from that GitHub account here we will take the file's content, copy from here, paste it here, and make sure it works correctly, and I will show you how you can do it. Here, first of all, let's make sure that we download this MongoDB. This is the version 4.8.2.jar, so we need this one for the drive. So you can click on it and come here, press this view. From view row we can download it where we want. So from here you can decide where to download it, and I will put it in the desktop. Yes, now I have this one downloaded, and I will just select it and send it to the project here. Make sure this is the main folder selected, and you drop it there. And refactor, I will add it to my GitHub, but this is not compulsory if you don't have GitHub account. And now we have this drive file here. And next we will open here. This is the pom.xml file. Let me get rid of this for now, and I will show you how we can modify this file from the repo here. We will just go back to the repo, and we find this is the pom file, almost same like this one, but with more components. Here we will copy this part here. Here is line 15, and we come here, we paste it line 15 also, as you can see, and we come down here. We will need to add some dependencies. So those dependencies are for the MongoDB dependencies. Here from line 43 to line 62, we just select those lines and we copy them. We come here again, we find the right place to paste them. First, make sure you are inside those dependencies. So those are the selectors, not outside. And here, now from 42 here to 61. Yes, now we are good to go. And here I have to mention that this is very important. Whenever you update this file content, here is a prompt saying that load Maven changes. So you have to click on this one, or if you don't see this, you have to come here, select the file, double click on it, and go to Maven here. And here is reload project. Whenever you reload it, this should disappear. And there is a third option. You just come inside the file, double click on it. You can click anywhere inside the file. Double click, go to Maven here, and reload. When we reload here, now the changes is being reloaded, and we go to the next file here. This is the fxml file, and we will also need to change this because here is the actions as you have seen at the beginning, hello, and it's just running this part. And let's see what we can do here. So now we come back to this repo and go to this part, source main, click on this one, and here we have this one, Java. We have resources, but first we go to this resources, we click on that. So here we have style.css and this file hello view.fxml. So we will show this file content and make sure we have the same here, but we have to be careful so that we don't mix up everything. And here, and we have those 3 lines which are here, and we have also this button which is here, but we don't have those 3. So we will just copy from line 8 to 10. So we will just come here, paste, and next we will check what we have here. We have those lines until this part. We also have this label. We have this one. Here we will just copy from HBox here, which stands for horizontal box, line 20, as you can see here, to the end. So line 45, here we will get rid of this one, line 18, and we paste. So we will come back to those files content when everything is okay, and I will try to explain the main parts of this application. Let's come back here. We have this file CSS, which we don't have inside our project yet. We just have to come to this source and go to resources here, press on this one. This is the arrow. We click on the arrow, and here is the where we have to create the style CSS file. Select this one, double click on it, go to new, and here is the file. You just write style.css. So this, I will add it there, and we come to this CSS content, and this CSS content you can select everything. You don't need to worry about some mix up. We copy everything here and we paste to this file. Yes. Now next we have this hello controller.java. So also here we will find the file in the repo, and let's make sure we come back to this place. Here is the main, and here is the Java, because this file also is inside this part. So we will find them. As you can see here, it is the same structure. Java, we have, this is the folder, and this is hello controller, and here too we have to copy everything except this line. We don't have to change this line. You can get rid of everything except the first line, and here you copy also from here to the end, and you don't add the first line because it's the name of this project directory, and you come here, you paste it, and as I told you, I will go through the main parts of those files content, but let's make sure that everything is working correctly before we start that. So next we have this file, hello application. Hello application, we will do almost the same thing. We just get rid of everything except the first line. And we come here, try to find that file. Here is hello applications. We open the file, we copy from line 3 to the end and come here and paste it. And next we have this one, module info.java. We have to open this file here and come and find the same file here. So the file is inside Java, not here. The file is not part of this. As you can see, if I close this folder, the file is inside the Java. Here you can come and click this. So here is the file. And also here we find the content of this file. We don't have to copy everything because it should mix up. We just need to copy those lines from line 4 to line 7. So we paste it here. Now line 4 to line 7. So next we have a very important part. After those files, there is a file which we have to create, and that file I will show you here, which is not inside this folder because it is your own username and password to connect the Java and the MongoDB. But if we go to this git ignore here, I will show you the file name. This is .env. So this is the file which we will create inside the project folder. You come to this project folder, select it, double click on that. So you go to new, here we have files, and we just put .env. So inside this file we will put the URI, or Uniform Resource Indicator, to connect the Java application with the MongoDB. And let me show you. Let's put this down. So this file should be added here, because if I push this application to my GitHub and make the repo public, everyone will see that my username and password. So make sure you come here, click on this .ignore here and add this file name .env here. So this one means that the file content will not be public anywhere, because it will ignore to push it when you push your project to GitHub and make the repo public. So this is the way. And now we will open this file. Here we write MongoDB URI, then equals to the URI from here. Actually we are in collections. You can click on this one, view, and from view you go to connect. When you press on this connect, here is the Compass, explore, modify, and visualize your data with MongoDB's GUI, or graphical user interface. And now if you have already this MongoDB Compass installed, we just have now to copy this one, and we are done here. you can go back to your collections, and we put this one down here. We just paste it, and as I mentioned, make sure you change this part, the opening and closing angle brackets and password with your real password here. I will put my real password, which will make the connection. Now you just need to copy this part with your own correct password and now we go to the application MongoDB Compass. We open the application here, and here you have to change this one with your own URI and press connect. Now connecting, and as you can see, I have the same database here with the one I showed you. Here is the database name, class, and collection here, students. I can show you again. Here we have class, here we have students, and those two are connected. So we don't need to use this one anymore. If we don't want, we can interact with the data here. At the beginning here we have add new data. Let's make sure we will try to add something like this. If it works, then we are good to go. But first, let's test the application here. Select this one, hello application.java, and make sure this is the current file here. If it is not current file here, you can press on this arrow and select the correct file and come to the file here. Make sure it is selected, and we press run. So now we have the application here running, as you can see, and I will explain those parts. Then we will start adding data to our own database. So first, as you can see here, we have, this is the scene coming from where it is. I can close this part so you can understand a little bit. So those are the imported components which are necessary to make this application. And here we have this public void start. This is the start method or function through which we have this one. And here this line is being connected to this file, hello view.fxml, because we need this one. And this is the connection to that file. And scene here we have, so when we change this one to 530 pixels to 550 pixels, we come to this one, we rerun it, stop and run. We could see some changes. Now the height and the width are being increased because we have changed here. So we can go back and stick with the same which we have at the beginning. You can also stop and rerun the same thing. So when we stop here, make sure this file is selected and current file, we just press run. Now we have our own starting position here, and next we have the CSS file. Here is, you can see the title, MongoDB CRUD operations. So here is the title here, MongoDB CRUD operations. And as you can see, set scene and show method to show the scene whenever we run it. And here is the last part of this file, the main part. So it will launch the application. Let's now continue with this POM file. When we initialize the project, most of the parts are automatically filled in this part. we have just added those dependencies here. So that's what we have added, because we need those dependencies to make the connection between the Java and the MongoDB. And here is a line. Here we have also added this one, and this is the version 4.8.2, because this should match this file. So this is the Java file with this version 4.8.2, same as here, as you can see. And also we have the same down here, 4.8.2. So those are the main changes we have done to this file. Otherwise it was automatically filled when we have initialized the project. And here, hello, and here we did the biggest part. Here we have added, let me put this one like this so you can see here. So here those are the import components which we have added. We have added those parts, and this was here by default. And here is the style.css file, which is here, and make connection with this file. Next we have this VBox, which is for vertical box, and inside it we have those paddings, we have labels. Here we have hbox, horizontal box. Here like add and read are in horizontal. Those horizontal and vertical are doing those things to align these different components inside this scene. This is the ID attribute for text field, and this is the value of that attribute. And we have ID field here, we have name field, we have age field, we have city fields. So those fields are here. This is the ID field, name field, age field, city fields, and we use them here to make the functions work with those. Prompt text, as you can see, this is the ID. Here is just to show the user what to add here. Here we have the style class text field. So this text field is being used inside the CSS file here to do some styling. And what else? As you can see here, this is also explained: name, age, city. Here you can see name, age, city. And here are the main parts. Those are the functions which we use. Add. Whenever we press this add, what it will do, it will come from this. This is the attribute on action, which is here as an event listener. It listens whatever these functions is doing. When we press this add here, it will go on this one. This is a function name which is on add button. So let's go to this function here. So this is the on add button. But before we go to this on add button, let's see, there is some parts here which is a little bit relevant to explain. So here is to connect with the env file. As you can see, we have this env loader class here. We use this one to connect with this env file. And here we have these properties: env equals to this env loader load. So this one is the env loader with this load method here. And then we have this one, string mongo URI. And here we have this, the name, or this is the variable name for the URI. So it is here. And then next, this is used inside this part. So whenever we go through this function on add button, it will make sure that it is being connected to the MongoDB through this part.env file, which is here. And now we have this add button. Whenever we click on this add button, what happens? So let's see, make the demo here. We have this one add button, for example. Let's add one expo, and we press add. After pressing this add button, we have this prompt. This is information: student added successfully. So this is the same as we have here in the exercise part. So student added. How can we check if this student added? We can go back to our own MongoDB Compass, refresh databases. We refresh on them, we click on this database name. This is the collection. And now we have here what we have just added. This was there before, and this is what we just have added. ID was 1. Let's see here, see what's going on. ID 1, Timo is here, age 23, Espoo, this is the city. So yes, now let's go here inside the function and see how it is working. Here is the function name. We have on add button, click, and this is the database name, as you can see here, classroom, and this is the collection name. So this is the collection name, here is the database name. As you can see, the name of those methods here: get database, get collection. And next we have this ID field. We add the ID field here, the name field. We have the age field, the city fields, which are here. And here we do the append. Whenever we add something here, we will append the ID, the name, the age, and the city. And here is the show alert. So this is student added successfully. If it is successfully added, this is the alert we have here: student added successfully. This is empty, we don't have anything. If we try to add an empty student, what happens? This one will show us that this is not possible. Let's see the demo. Error occurred, empty string. So this is the error occurred here because we have those empty strings, and this is what it's doing. And here is a function, clear field. So this will clear the fields. Here we have the show alert. This is the function where we have the show alert being defined, and this is the info from the alert whenever we add something, as you have seen here. Like, let's add a second student, Berlin, and we add here. And this is the name of this alert prompt, which is coming from here, information, which is the same as you can see in this place. Next we have this function here, clear fields. Whenever we click on this OK here, it should clean this data which we have added, and this is the function here defined, and the function is being called here, and this is the function alert being called here. So when we come here, press on this OK, it should clean this, make it to empty string, as you can see there. So automatically is empty there now. So this part we don't need it because the function is not being called. we can get rid of it if we want, because it's not doing anything. This is the default part when we have initialized the project. If you remember at the beginning, and when I pressed the hello button, this was the message which it was showing, welcome to JavaFX application. But we are not using this function. As you can see, the function is not being highlighted. And next we have this read. Here is almost the same as above. We have this same database name. We have students as collections here. But here we have to make the query of the data. Here we have the name. If we want to read a student, we just have to add the student name. If the student exists in our database, it should show. So right now we can just try to read an empty name and see what happens. So student not found, it means we don't have student here, because let's go down here. This is the error telling us that the student is not found. If you write a name here of a student which we don't have already here, and we press on this one, still the same, student not found, because we don't have this student in our database. Let's see our database, which student we have here. So right now we have Kim, we have Timo, and we have added Tom. To see the added one, you have to come here and refresh documents. We press on this one. Now we have Tom. Let's see if we can read Tom through this one. We just have to come back here in our read function. So we will read through the name. Let's add Tom and press read. So as you can see, we have this found student Tom with ID 2 and age 25 from Berlin. So let's see here. This is reading from this one. And what I didn't mention at the beginning, this is very important. This ID here is being automatically generated. So we could also use this one with our own function, because MongoDB is automatically generating IDs whenever you create a new collection. So this is just for the demo, and you can also use this ID here, but for the sake of the demo we just use this one. But this is also very important. You can try to make the query through this ID. Here we have an if statement. If not null means if this is not empty. So it will go through this one to make sure that if that student exists in the database, it should find the student and print the student content. So here's the name, the ID. As you can see, name, the ID, the age here, and the city. So this is the alert, and here is also the title of the alert, student information, here in this part. And this message here, student found, so it's coming from here, this part, student found, and adding the rest of the student data. And also this is another, if another error occurs, this will catch the error and make sure that we have to do something about the error. So this is the catch error because we are using this try and catch functionality there. And next we have update. If we want to update the student age here, how we can do that. So this is for this function. So we have the function here on update button. So again here we will, in this part we will update through the student ID here. So we will make the query to make sure that we get the right student through the ID, because the ID is supposed to be unique. So let's now try to update Tom here. So Tom ID is 2 and the name is Tom. The age was 23. Let's say 24 here. We can add the last name here and press this update. As you can see, student updated successfully here, and here we just have to refresh so that the update will work fine. We come to this one, we go to this refresh documents. As you can see, we have now Tom Bal, New York. And here we'll try to explain those parts doing this job. So first, as I told you, here we just used this. This is the name of the function, Mongo URI here, to make the connection with the database. And also we have the same database name, students, as the collection here. We have here this double ID. We use through the ID we change this data, but the ID is a unique ID which is not supposed to be changed. Only the name, age and city we can change through this ID, which is here. We make the query through the ID here. So here's the ID field, name, age, city, and almost the same here. It will just append whatever you add as a name here. From the old name, the new name will be appended, the age, the city. Here, if we don't find the students, this if statement will do its job and also throw this student not found error. And also here we have this alert function here, update successful. So this is the title here. Here's the message, student updated successfully, which is coming from this part. And we have a catch error if another error occurs. So next we have on delete button click function. So here we have the delete function. So let's come back here and see what happens whenever we delete somebody or something. So we can try to delete this same student or this one, whoever we want to delete. We delete this student too and see what happens. Student deleted successfully. Let's come back here. We refresh. Now the student is deleted, and again we can come back here and delete more students if we want. Student 1 is deleted. So now we have deleted all the students and this is empty now. See what happens if I try to delete something which is not here. So when we try to delete, and here error occurred, student not found, because we don't have the student yet. So let's see what happens here. This is the function on delete. you just get the connection with the MongoDB here. Here is the database name. Here is the collection name. We make the deletion through our own ID here, coming from here, student not found, because we don't have the student anymore. If the deletion succeeded, so this will be the title, and here is the message, student deleted successfully, and here is the catch error, and now we have this error here coming from this part as a title, and student not found here. So this is the basic functionality of this application, and here are the functions connected with this fxml file. On add button, click, and the other 3 functions here. And this is the style class which we have used here in the CSS. So this is the CSS making those colors here to make a little bit of style. Inside this CSS file, those selectors here, the label, the text field, and buttons. So like this is the hover over. Whenever we hover over those buttons, you will see the effect. And if you want to add more component to this scene here, you can put it big and see we are just occupying this small part. And make sure at the end you add this file here to .ignore. So now let's see why this MongoDB Compass is important. Actually, we don't have anything, and we have this application running here. We can add something here. Let's say ID1 here. We have here Kim, age 22. We have here Paris, and we add this data here. And this is added correctly. We just have to refresh this part. And as you can see here, you can change from this graphical user interface of MongoDB the data which you have here. For example, we can try to edit the document when we click on this one. If we want to change the name, we just select the part we want to change. We can add the last name here, like Kim Berry. This name as Kim Berry. We can update also here string. The city, we can have this one. And update, when we press on this update, it should update the strings. And let's try to read this Kim here. First we had Kim. So as you can see now we have an error because Kim has been updated through this graphical user interface. But what if we write here, we read through the name. Now we have this student information. As you can see, the name and the city have changed. So you can see that this is also very handy. You can use here to update your own data. Here you can see copy, clipboard, clone, document, or even delete. From here you can delete everything. Don't forget to subscribe and give a like to this demo. See you next time. Bye.